Hello everyone, how is it going? Hope that all of you are staying at home safely. So students, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Since all the participant is not yet present in our online class, so we'll start and wait for them for 1 or 2 minutes, okay? So please wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Today there is another proof which is as similar as your previous proof. Okay, so if I complete this proof, then you will be able to complete that proof. Today I will do a similar problem as like the previous proof. Okay,
I solved that problem, the previous problem, and I got one answer. I don't know whether it's correct or not.
you solved that problem but didn't get the result.
I got the result, ma'am. I have one result, but I don't know that whether it is correct or not, ma'am.
Okay, can you say me the result now? Then I will check. The result will be pi
5 square by
squared.
12 minus 1 to the power 1 minus n.
The result was like the summation of infinity n is equal 1. 1 divided by n square is equal to pi square by 6. That is the result. Okay, no problem. At first I will solve this problem, then after solving this, consider today's problem, I will solve the last part of our last classes problem, okay? Is the result is similar to you?
I got 5 square by 12.
Pi square by 12. Probably here there is something a problem of calculation. No problem. After completing our today's lecture, I will complete this portion. Okay. Today we will learn only one problem, and after that we will solve the last part of our previous problem. No problem. So I think we can start from now. Basically today we will discuss the Fourier series for piecewise functions. Do you have any idea about piecewise function? Do you know what is piecewise function? By the way, can you see the board clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any idea about piecewise function? What is piecewise function? Basically, when we describe a function f of x on a sequence of interval, suppose the whole interval is from -5 to 5, but if you define the function on some subintervals of these given intervals. Now the question is, how can we find the subintervals? Here the interval is from -5 to 5. If you consider is as like -5 less than x less than 0, 0 less than x less than 5. So here we get two intervals, two subintervals from our main interval, right? Here our main interval is -5 to 5, and we can divide this whole interval into two subinterval like this: -5 to 0, 0 to 5. Okay. So if the function is defined like this, suppose f of x is equal to, for the range -5 less than x less than 0, and 3 for the range 0 less than equal x less than 5. If a function can be defined into sequence of intervals, right? Here the total interval is divided into two subinterval, and the function is defined in both interval. Okay, such type of functions are known as piecewise function. So what is piecewise function? If a function is defined on a sequence of intervals or subintervals, then that function is known as piecewise function. Have you get the idea about piecewise function? Yes and no, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's consider the given function. Obtain the Fourier series for the function f of x is equal 1. Can you see the function f of x is equal 1 plus 2x by pi? and 1 minus 2x by pi.
Yes, ma'am.
And here for the first one, the interval is from minus pi to 0. And the next one, the interval is 0 to plus pi. Okay. So here the function f of x is defined in two subintervals, right? So this function is known as piecewise function. Today we will learn how can we expand this type of piecewise functions in Fourier series. And after obtaining the Fourier series of this problem, we will prove this part. Okay, we will prove this part. What is this? Summation n is equal 1 to infinity 1 divided by 2n minus 1 whole square is equal pi square by 8. Students, one thing is that if you face any problem to see the board or to hear me, then directly unmute your device and inform me, okay? But if you write on the chat box, either you cannot see or hear the board, you cannot see the board or hear me, then I cannot see when I write down on the board. So if you face any problem to hear me or to see the board, then directly unmute your device and inform me, okay? So now we will try to solve these problems. Our given function is f of x is equal this, right? This is our given function. At first, now we will check either it is odd function or even function, right? Now we will check either it is odd function or even function. So replace x by minus x for this function. It will be f of minus x is equal 1 plus 2 minus x divided by pi, right? Here minus pi less than or equal minus x less than or equal 0. And for the second one, 1 minus 3 into minus x divided by pi 0 less than equal minus x less than or equal pi, right? Here we have replaced x by minus x both on the left side and right side. Now f of minus x, here we can write 1 minus 2x by pi, right? From the first function we get 1 minus 2x by pi, and this can be written like this: pi greater than equal x greater than or equal 0. Have you any problem to obtain this interval from the previous interval? Minus pi less than equal minus x less than equal 0 can be written like this: pi greater than equal x greater than equal 0. By how? If you multiply this interval minus 1, sorry.
You multiply by minus 1, then the sign will change.
If you multiply this interval by minus 1, then the inequality will be changed. When it is less than equal, then it will be greater than equal, okay? And from the second one, we will get minus minus means plus. It will be 1 plus 2x divided by pi. And the interval will be 0 greater than equal x greater than equal minus pi, right? So here we can write 1 minus 2x by pi. And this interval can be as like 0 less than equal x less than equal pi, right? Can you write down this from the previous interval?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And from this one, it will be 1 plus 2x by pi, comma. Here, this interval can be written like this: minus pi less than equal x less than or equal 0, right? From this interval, can you write down this interval? Yes. Here, this means 0 is greater than equal x is greater than equal minus pi, and this is the same meaning. X is greater than equal minus pi, and 0 is greater than equal x, right? So these interval are same things. Now we can take the similarity of the main function to these functions. Here the main function is 1 plus 2x by pi, and the interval is minus pi to 0. Here 1 plus 2x by pi, the interval is minus pi to 0, right? And here the another one, 1 minus 2x by pi, the interval is 0 to pi. Here 1 minus 2x by pi, interval is 0 to pi. And here 1 minus 2x by pi, interval is 0 to pi. Is it similar to our main function f of x?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is similar to our main function f of x. So we obtain that f of minus x is equal f of x, right? Students, is there any problem to understand this portion? Anyone, any problem to understand this? How can we get f of x? Okay. So we obtain that f of minus x is equal f of x. And this is the condition for being odd function or even function. What is? Is it the condition for odd function or even function?
Even function.
It is the, since f of minus x is equal f of x,
Even function.
then it will be even function. Even function. And for even function, we can use half range sine series or half range cosine series.
Sine series. Cosine.
So hence we can use half range cosine series, right? Okay. Now we need the half range cosine series. So what is the half range cosine series? Half range cosine series can be written f of x is equal a naught by 2
Plus
as summation of infinity n is equal 1 an
cos n pi x.
cos n pi x divided by L, right? Here this is our half range Fourier cosine series. This is considered as equation number 1. Now we will find the values of a naught and an. So an is equal 2 by L integration 0 to L f of x cos n pi x divided by L into dx. Okay, can you see the board properly?
Yes, ma'am.
I think. So now we have to complete this portion. Here L means 2 divided by pi, right? And the range is from 0 to pi. F of x, what is f of x? We are considering 0 to pi. So now we need the main function. It was f of x is equal 1 plus 2x by pi. And the next one 2x by pi. And the limit is from minus pi to 0. Here for this portion and for portion. So for the limit 0 to pi, which function will have to be used?
1 minus 2x by pi.
We have to use 1 minus 2x minus pi, right? Since we are considering the limit from 0 to plus pi, we have to consider this portion of the piecewise function, that is 1 minus 2x by pi. It is given in your portion, okay? So here we can write 1 minus 2x divided by pi into cos n pi x divided by L. L means pi into dx. And here we can cancel this pi and pi, right? We can cancel this pi and pi, and from here we will get.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, why you have taken the limit 0 to pi?
Since we.
Why not minus pi to 0?
Okay, if you consider minus pi to 0, it will gives you the same result. Okay.
Then we have to take the another, function
then
from
you
it.
have to take the another function, that will be 1 plus 2x by
2x
pi.
by pi.
Okay.
It's our wish, ma'am. We can take anyone.
Yes.
Any sub limit.
Any sub intervals means your given sub intervals. Here the two sub
Yes,
intervals
ma'am.
is from minus pi to 0, and another one is 0 to pi. Here you may consider only this one or this one, nothing
Yes,
else. Okay. Okay, so we get 1 minus 2x by pi, and from here we can write cos nx into dx. Now,
এখানে তো L এর ভ্যালু পাই বাই 2 L এর ভ্যালু
here L is no, when you're here for your problem, the whole interval is from minus pi to pi, right? It is our main interval. It is our main interval, and from here you have to find the periodal, that will be 2 pi and divided by 2, and you will get the values of L. Okay. For piecewise function, you have to consider the whole interval. Okay. not subinterval, to find the values of L. For piecewise function, you have to consider the whole interval for finding the values of L. Okay, have you got the points?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from here we get 0 to pi, and if you multiply, we get cos nx dx, and from here we get 4 by pi square, right? If you multiply 2 by pi to this portion, we get 4 by pi square integration 0 to pi x cos nx dx, right? And if you integrate this portion, it will be 2 by pi. And what is the integration of cos nx? It is sine nx divided by n, right? The integration of cos nx is sine nx divided by n. Now we have to use the limit 0 to pi, right? And the next one is 4 by pi square integration 0 to pi x cos nx dx. Okay. So if we use the upper and lower limit for sine nx by n, and the lower limit is 0, upper limit is pi, then the result will be 0, probably. Probably the result will be 0. Now say use the values. It will be 2 by pi n sine n pi minus sine 0, right? From there, if you use the upper and lower limit, the result will be sine n pi and sine 0. And what is the values for sine n pi? Sine n pi is 0 and sine 0 is also 0. So we can vanish this first portion, right? We can vanish. Can you see the last line?
Not
Students?
properly, ma'am.
Okay, then I am writing it on the upper part. Okay, here 2 by pi, right? And now use the upper and lower limit. It will be sine n pi minus sine n pi minus sine 0. And here there is another integration, that is 4 by pi square integration 0 to pi x cos nx into dx, right? So what is the values for sine n pi?
Ma'am.
Sine n pi means 0,
Zero,
right?
ma'am.
And what is the value for sine 0? It is also 0. So we can vanish this part. It will be 2 by pi n into 0. Now you have to complete this integration, that is 0 to pi x cos nx dx. Now we have to complete this integration. So here in this integration, you can see that there is a multiplication of two functions, right? One is x, another is cos nx. Now we have to use the values of, we have to use the rules for
Yes.
UV, right? We have to use the UV formula for completing this integration. Can you remember the UV formula or integration by parts? Okay. Now we will complete this one. This integration 0 to pi x cos nx dx by using UV formula. Okay. So 4 divided by pi square, and the integration, which one will be u and which one will be v?
X will be on u and v will be cos nx.
Yes. So x integration of cos nx means sine nx divided by n. Limit is 0 to pi minus differentiation of x with respect to x is 1, right? Differentiation of x with respect to x is 1. And the differentiation of integration cos nx is sine nx divided by n. There is a whole integration 0 to pi into dx, right? So and similarly for this portion, we get the result similarly 0, right? If you put the values of pi and 0, it will be sine n pi and sine 0. And we know that the result for sine n pi and sine 0 is 0. So can you write down directly in the place of this? Is it possible to write down 0 directly for the part x sine nx by n?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can write down directly 0. And for this portion, it will be plus 4 divided by pi square. And here the integration of these 1 divided by n into minus
cos nx by n.
cos nx by n, right? The limit is from 0 to pi. So we get this is 0, 4 divided by pi square n square, right? 4 divided by pi square n square. And here there is a negative sign, right? So you have to write down a negative sign here. And use the upper limit. Cos nx means cos n pi minus cos 0. Okay. So we get 4 divided by pi square n square. And for cos n pi, what is the result for cos n pi?
Minus 1 to the power n, ma'am.
Minus 1 to the power n, and the values of cos 0 is 1. Now we can take a negative common from this part, a negative sign, and it will be 1 minus minus 1 to the power n, right? And the negative sign which is obtained from this portion will multiply this negative sign and it will be positive. So we can write 4 divided by pi square n square. Have we got the point by how we can write this last line from the previous line? Here, take a common of minus sign from this part. It will be 1 minus minus 1 to the power n. And here there is another negative sign, right? Here there is another negative sign. And after multiplying these two negative signs, we get the positive value, that is 4 divided by pi square n square 1 minus minus 1 to the power n. Is it okay now? Okay, so we get our result for an. That is this. So the values for an is 4 divided by pi square n square 1 minus minus 1 to the power n. Now you have to find the values of a naught. What will be the formula for a naught?
The value of n will be 0, ma'am.
Sorry? Value of a naught is 0, right? But we have to find out the values for a naught, because for half range cosine series, we cannot write down the values of a naught directly 0. In that case, we have to derive that value. So it will be,
I meant that the value of n will be 0 for finding out the.
oh, I see. Here, since n is equal, we know n is equal to by pi 0 to pi f of x cos n pi x by L into dx. It is the values for an. Then we have to set n is equal 0 for finding a naught, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So set n is equal 0. So it will be a naught 2 by pi 0 to pi f of x. And if you set n is equal 0, from here you will get cos 0, right? From this part you will get cos 0. And the values of cos 0 is equal 1. So we can write down it as 0 to pi, 0 to pi f of x dx. So for 0 to pi, the values of function f of x is 1 minus 2x by pi. It is given in your question, right? Into dx. Now complete this integration. I think all of you will be able to complete this integration, right? Yes. So it will be for 1x, and for x it will be x square divided by 2. And the limit is from 0 to pi. 2 by pi. Here for x it will be pi minus 0, right? For x it will be pi minus 0. So write down pi only. Here this and this will cancel each other. And here we get pi square divided by pi. And the other term will be 0 for the lower part value. And here if you cancel pi and pi, you get pi minus pi, right? So 2 divided by pi, pi minus pi. What will be the result for a naught?
0.
0. It will be 0. So we obtain our required values a naught and an. Now we will put these two values in equation 1. For finding Fourier series, we will put these two values. An is equal 4 by pi square n square 1 minus minus 1 to the power n, and a naught is equal 0. Now substitute these two values in equation 1. So you have to write substituting the values of an and a naught in equation 1. We obtain, what is this? F of x It will be 0 since a naught is equal 0, then a naught by 2 will be, this portion will be 0. Now use the values of an. So what will be the values for an? What will be the values? 4 by
4 by pi square n square.
pi square n square, 1 minus 1 to the power n, right?
Yes, sir.
Into cos
Cos n pi x divided by L.
n pi x divided by L means cos nx, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Cos nx. So we obtain our Fourier series for our given piecewise functions. Now we will put n is equal 1 for obtaining the first term, n is equal 2 for obtaining the second term, n is equal 3 for obtaining the third term. So it will be 4 divided by pi square into 1 square. And when we consider n is equal 1, then from here we get 2, right? It will be 1 minus 1. That means if you consider odd number, then it will be like this. It will be 1 plus 1 is equal 2. But when we will consider even number, for n is equal odd number, the result for this portion will be 2. Okay. When you consider n is odd number, the result will be 2 for this portion. But when n is even number, then it will be 1 minus 1 is equal 0, right? So if we consider n is equal to 1, n is odd number, then the result will be for this part.
Cos x, ma'am. Or 2 cos x, ma'am.
Yes, it will be 2 cos x, right? Okay. Now, if we consider n is equal to, then what will be the result?
0, ma'am.
It will be 0. If we consider n is equal 3, it will be 4 divided by pi square into 3 square, right? Probably. Into 2 cos 3x. Plus, for n is equal 4, it will be 0. For n is equal 4, it will be 0. Okay. 4 divided by pi square into 4 square, it will be 0. For n is equal 5, it will be 5 square into 2 cos 5x, right? Plus dot dot. That means it will be continue up to infinity term. So we obtain that 8 by pi square, right? 8 by pi square. And here from we get 1 divided by 1 square into cos x. From the second part we get, it will be 8 by pi square into 1 by 3 square into cos 3x. And from the fifth term we obtain 8 divided by pi square into 1 by 5 square cos 5x, right? Basically, this is our required Fourier series for our given functions. Now we prove the last part. So our required Fourier series for our given function is, Fourier series for our given piecewise function is 8 by pi square 1 by 1 square cos x plus 8 by pi square 1 by 3 square cos 3x plus 8 divided by pi square into 1 by 5 square cos 5x.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, for some time, my connection was not there, ma'am. I missed the last part. From the beginning of this last part. Ma'am.
Okay, basically you will find the values of a naught and an and put the values of a naught and an in your equation number 1. Okay.
The first part I have got fully. Just
Okay.
the last one, ma'am.
For the last one, the in general form, if you put the values, of a naught and an in the main equation, it will be a naught by 2 plus 4 by pi square n square. This is the values 1 minus 1 to the power n. This is the values for a naught, an, right?
Yes,
This is the values of an, and the values for a naught is equal 0. So the whole term will be 0. And here there is a cos nx, right? So you will obtain infinite summation n is equal 1 to infinity 4 divided by pi square n square 1 minus 1 to the power n cos nx. Then set n is equal 1 for obtaining the first term, set n is equal 2 for obtaining the second term, set n is equal 3 for obtaining the third term, nothing else. Okay. And
Yes, ma'am.
when you consider n is equal 1, then from here you will get 2. And when you consider n is equal 2, then from this term you will get 0. So for odd term we will get value, and for even term that whole term will be vanished.
0.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
from this portion we get 0. Okay. And after calculation we get the final Fourier series, which is this. After calculation, completing our calculation, we get this final Fourier series. Now we evaluate our last part. Now we will evaluate our last part. What is this? You have to prove 1 divided by 2n minus 1 whole square is equal pi square by 8, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have to prove this portion, but here there is no term which contains cos. Okay, so we have to vanish the cos term. If we say x is equal 0, since in our proof there is no cos term, so we have to vanish the cos term. And for vanishing cos term, we will say x is equal 0. So in this equation, we will set x is equal 0. And f of x is 1 minus 2x by pi, right? And if you set here x is equal 0, then what will be the result? 1 minus 2 into 0 divided pi by 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for setting x is equals to 0, in the left side we can write in the place of f of x as 1. And in this side we get 8 by pi square, 1 by 1 square. Because when you say x is equal 0, then we will get cos 0. And cos 0 means
1.
1. From here we get 1 by 3 square. And from there cos 0 means 1. And we get 8 by pi square, 1 by 5 square. And from here we get cos 0, and cos 0 means 1. Right? Now take a common 8 by pi square. We get 1 by 1 square, 1 by 3 square, 1 by 5 square. And in the lower part, you can see that it is the square of odd number, right? 1 square, 3 square, 5 square. It is the square of odd number. Is there any problem here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And all of you know that odd number can be evaluated from the formula 2n minus 1, right? This is the in general or algebraic expression for odd number 2n minus 1. If you say n is equal 1, you get 1. If you say n is equal 2, you get 3. In this general form, 2n minus 1. Can you see the general form 2n minus 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you set here n is equal 1, you will get 1. If you set n is equal to here, you will get 3.
3.
If you set n is equal 3, you will get 5. So for expressing odd number, we can use this general term or algebraic term. That will be summation infinity n is equal 1 divided by 2n minus 1 whole square. Can you see the last line properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we get 8 by pi square summation of infinity n is equals to 1 divided by 2n minus 1 whole square. And we are at the end of our proof. We are at the end of our proof. We get 1 is equal right? And this can be written infinity n is equals to 1, 2n minus 1 whole square is equal pi square by 8. So this is our required proof. Okay, this is our required proof. Done. If you write down 8 by pi to the another portion, then pi will be the upper part and 8 will be the lower part, right? If you change the side, then 8 will be denominator and pi square will be numerator. Is there any problem to understand this portion?
No, ma'am.
So,
Ma'am,
yes.
I have one question. Ma'am, is that do we have to write a series form? That means we have got f(x) equals to 8 by pi square. You have written 1 by 1 square like this way, then 1 by 3 square like this way. If I formation if I write 1 by 1, if I omit that 1 by 1 square and I just write 1, and another portion I write 1 by 9 or 1 by 25, will it be okay? Or
Yes, for Fourier expansion, for Fourier series, it is okay. But when it is given in a portion that prove this, then you have to write down this portion, okay? If
this portion
it
is okay, ma'am. And when we find out the Fourier series, ma'am, you have written in series form.
Yes. Okay, I
In
see.
that
Then you
portion.
want to write down 1 plus 1 by 9 plus 1 by
Yes,
25.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
it is okay. It is okay. For Fourier series, it is okay. Okay, but when it is given, then you have to prove that or express the Fourier series in this form. Then you have to come. You have to go for this term. Have you got the point?
Ma'am.
But in some case, when we get f of x is expressed in terms of cos x, then it is not necessary to set x is equals to 0. Okay, when in your portion it is not given proof something, then it is not necessary to set x is equals to 0. This is an extra thing. Okay, this is an extra thing to set x is equals to 0. If your portion it is not given either proof this one or this one, then it is not necessary to set x is equals to 0. Have you got the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I will complete the last part of our previous class maths. Can anyone say me what was the in general expression for our last class maths?
Fx equals to pi square by 3.
Fx is equal.
This was
It's probably pi square by 3 plus
plus summation of infinity to n equals to 1.
n is equal 1
4 by n square
by n square
minus 1 to the
1
power
to
n
the power n
cos nx.
cos nx. Okay. So here again, since we have to prove summation 1 by n square, again we will set x is equal 0. Set x is equal 0. And in that problem, our function f of x was x square. In that problem, our function f of x was x square. So if you set x is equals to 0, from x square we get 0, right? And in the right side, it will be pi square by 3, summation of infinity n is equal 1, 4 by n square minus 1 to the power n. And if you set x is equals to 0, it will be cos 0, and cos 0 is equal 1, right? So we get 0 is equal pi square by 3, and set 1, 4 by 1 square minus 1 to the power 1, 4 by 2 square minus 1 to the power 2 plus 4 by 3 square minus 1 to the power 3, and goes up to like this. Pi square by 3, it will be minus 4 by 1 square, right? It will be minus, okay. So from here we get 4 divided by 2 square. From here we get 4 divided by 3 square. So here we get 0 is equal pi square by 3. Okay. And from here take a common of negative sign. To write down 4, it will be 1 minus 1 divided by 1 square plus 1 divided by 2 square minus 1 divided by 3 square. Okay, if you take a common of plus 4, it will be minus 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square, like this. So this can be written pi square by 3 plus 4, 1 by 1 square, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 3 square, 1 by 4 square. And here I write down the extra term, that is, what is this? Here I write down an extra term. Can anyone say what is this?
1 by 1.
1 by 1 square.
1 by 2.
1 by 2 square. Okay. Basically, it will be 4.
ম্যাম
Yes.
মাইনাস গুলো গেল কোথায়?
I see. If I obtain like this, 2 into 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus dot dot dot. Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we can write. I think there is a problem here. Sorry. It will be pi square by 3 plus 4 it will be like this. 4 into 1 minus minus k plus 4 into 2. Can you write down this? Pi square by 3, 4 into, for this term 1 by 1 square, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 3 square, we can write summation of infinity n equals to 1 by n square for this part. For this part, can we write down 4 into n equals to 1 to infinity 1 divided by n square? Is it possible to write down? Yes. And here there is another term 4 into 2, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 4 square, right? Pi square by 3, we get 4 into summation of infinity n is equal 1 by n square plus 4 into 2. If
Yeah,
you
minus 2 into 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 4 square, ma'am. From where it came?
from where? Here, please consider 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 3 square minus, right? Here there is a minus sign for 1 by 2 square. Here there is a minus sign will be for 1 by 4 square. Since I am writing here plus half square plus 1 by 4 square, that's why you have to substitute this portion. Okay. Here
For getting that 1 by n square, ma'am.
Yes, for getting 1 by n square. If you substitute this portion from this, you will get the previous line. Okay. Now take a common for this portion. Can you see this part 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 4 square?
Not properly, ma'am.
Not properly. Okay. Then let me write down it on the upper part. Okay. It is pi square divided by 3 minus 4 summation of infinity n is equal 1 by n square. And there is another part that is 4 into 2 into 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 4 square plus dot dot. Okay, we get this part. Now we have to convert this one into 1 by n square. By how? Can anyone, any idea? How can we convert this part into 1 by n square? Anyone, any idea?
We take common 1 by 2 square.
Yes, we can take common 1 by 2 square. Then it will be 4 2 divided by 2 square. So we get 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 2 square. Okay. So it is similar now. It is similar to 1 by n square. And here this and this will cancel each other. Pi square by 3 minus 4 summation of infinity n is equal 1 by n square. And the result will be 2 into summation of infinity n is equal 1 by n square, right? Here we get minus 4 1 by n square and 2 1 by n square. Then from this part we get, what is this?
2.
We get 2 1 by n square, right? So 0 is equal pi square by 3 minus 2 into infinity n is equal 1 by n square. Okay, so we can write 2 summation of infinity n is equal 1 divided by n square is equal pi square by 3. Now take 2 to the right side. Then what will happen? Take 2 to the right side. It will be infinity n is equal 1 divided by n square pi square by 6. This is our required proof. Okay. Have you get the
Yes,
idea?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any problem to this portion of our previous math? Anyone?
It's a huge method.
Yes, it's a quite lengthy math. It's a quite lengthy, right? But the calculation is not difficult. It's a lengthy calculation, but not difficult. Okay. So students, anyone any problem regarding our today's class or previous classes? If so, then you may ask your problem and write down your ID number in the chat box, please. If you have any problem, then you may ask. Otherwise, I will stop our today's lecture and write down your ID number in the chat box for one time. Now I am saving the chat box. I think all of you have written your ID number on the chat box, right? Okay. Students, do you have any problem?
Ma'am.
Is the idea okay? Okay. Thank you everyone for joining the class. And one request for all of you, please practice at home. Otherwise, practicing these types of maths or this course, it will be difficult for you to complete these calculations in your exam. Okay. I know this is not so much difficult, but it's a quite lengthy process. So you have to practice at home, nothing else. So take care, everyone. Thank you for joining the class. Allah Hafiz.